Sources of risk in Agile. There are 5 common areas for risk. One is intrinsic schedule flaw or inherent schedule flaw. That is, estimates that are wrong and undoable from day one, often based on wishful thinking. Another source is specification breakdown. That is, failure to achieve stakeholder consensus on what to build. Scope creep or requirement inflation. That is, additional requirements that inflate the initially accepted set. So basically, you are adding the scope. Personnel loss or employee turnover. That is, resource churn happening in the project. This can also happen when a key resource leaves the project. Productivity variation or poor productivity. That is, the difference between assumed and actual performance of the team members. So these are the 5 sources of risk. In Agile project management, you can mitigate these risks in various ways, which are noted in the below table. The good part is this: some of these techniques are intrinsic in nature to Agile approaches. So here in one column, I have the areas of risk or sources of risk. Another column, ways to address them. First is schedule risk due to inherent schedule flaws or intrinsic schedule flaws. Ways can be team involvement in planning and estimating, early feedback on velocity, maintaining a balance between features that can be delivered versus capacity constraints, close interactions between engineering and customer teams, early error detection and correction to keep a working product. Next is specification breakdown. Make the product owner an integral part of the team. For example, in Scrum, the product owner is part of the single Scrum team, as you have seen before. Next area of or source of risk is scope creep or requirement inflation. Ways to address: here is one way. Ensure that requirement and scope management is a joint effort between the team members and customers, or the proxy of the customer who is the product owner. Then personnel loss or employee turnover. Use cross training, build cross-functional teams, use knowledge transfer, use technical practices such as pair programming or pair work. Pair work is a term which is used in non-software development, which is 2 people working on the same work item, which you have already seen in earlier lesson of team performance and also in stakeholder engagement. And the final source of risk is productivity variation or poor productivity. Here, have the right people on the team, ensure coaching and team development. Related to it, I have a tip which is telling you, for your ACP exam, remember that risk management in Agile is organic in nature, and also remember the various sources of risks. You may face questions related to risk management in your exam. In fact, one of the successful ACPs informed me she faced a number of questions with respect to risk management, nearly 30 questions. So be very familiar with respect to risk management in Agile.